Students, welcome to computer class. In the first class, that is computer languages part 1, we have learned few languages, what is program, all that. Okay, in this chapter also we are going to learn remaining languages and types of computers and something more. Okay, so first we will revise what is program, who was the first programmer, what are the computer languages, what is interpreter and compiler, all this. Now the program means writing the instructions or codes for the computer to do certain task, that is called a program, and who writes the program is called a programmer. So here we have learned Lady Augusta Ada Lovelace was the first programmer who introduced the binary system in writing program or code to perform the task. Now we have learned we learn computer languages. What is language? Language means it's a mode of communication. Okay, not to express our feelings, ideas, everything. But computer languages means to write the computer programs or to give the instructions to the computer. These are machine language, assembly language, high level language, and fourth generation language. Out of this four, we have learned first three. First one is binary codes. First one is machine language. In that, binary codes were used, that is zeros and ones. This is called first generation language. It was used in the first generation computers also. Now then comes the assembly language, programming. In this, instead of binary codes, mnemonic codes or symbols were used. Now here some symbols are given. Now to translate this assembly language into a machine language, translator programs were used, and the translated code was called object code. Because of machine dependency and the execution speed was very low, machine language and assembly language both are considered as low level languages. Now we have seen, after that we have seen high level languages, which are somewhat nearer to the human language, but then also it was tedious because it needs translator programs to translate the high level languages into a machine level language. There were two types of translator programs, interpreter and compiler. If you'll see the comparison study for interpreter and compiler programs were much more faster in execution, because it used to execute the full program and it used to give the error list at the end, whereas interpreter programs, they used to interpret or translate the program line by line, and if the error comes, the user has to rectify the error and then only it will go to the further next line. So the execution speed was less. Now because of all this, there was a urge or a need to develop a new language, and the new language came in existence, that is fourth generation language, it is 4GL. It was much closer to human language. The statements written in this language are much nearer to the human language, that is English language. Now examples of generation language are Perl, Ruby, SQL, etc. Features of this fourth generation language are more user friendly, high speed of execution, reduce the level of programming efforts, etc. And it was not machine dependent. The program done in fourth generation language can be used in any other machine or in any other operating system also. So only one machine, it is not possible to write the program. On one machine, if you will write the program, it can be used in any other machine or in any other operating system also. Now if you will see the fourth generation computers, how it got developed and what was the mechanism actually, in short we will see. Now in this, it is called somewhat application generators also, because the instructions the user used to give and whatever output which way he want, in which format he want, he used to tell to the computer, and the computer used to do the coding for it, and he will get the output. The user will get the output. So it is computer is doing many more things instead of the user. So it is the programming task was not that difficult compared to assembly, machine language and higher level languages. So it is more friendly, and many more people started writing the using the fourth generation language. And when it got developed in the end of third generation and the beginning of the fourth generation. So it is used in third generation as well as in fourth generation computers. Now we have learned all the four types of languages. Now it comes, what is artificial intelligence? You must have experience. Artificial means which is not natural, that all of you know. Intelligence, brain, or the activity which is done smartly, that is called intelligence. Now artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science only. Okay. Now the scientist tried to make a smart machine which can do the work which require a human intelligence. Okay, human intelligence means what? The human being can take decisions. It can change its work according to the new inputs or new experiences he got. Correct. In the same manner, artificial intelligence provides the machines to change its decision or to change its path or change its action or work according to the past experiences and the new inputs generated or given to it. Okay, this is called artificial intelligence. This artificial intelligence is used everywhere nowadays. If you'll see a robot, already pre-programmed robots are used in shops to do billing or to help to the human being. Correct. Now if you'll see in medical sciences also, here the medical science use is shown. One person is looking for the disease or the description of the reports on the tab. Here on the basis of certain things which are already instructed to computer, one can generate the reports also. Now for home decor also, in the architecture field also, artificial intelligence are used. Now when you are booking tickets for aeroplane, for railways, or for travel booking, whenever you want to book a hotel also, if you specify your need, your capacity to pay and your requirements, according to that it is going to suggest you hotels, trains or aeroplanes as well. Correct. You must have experienced this. So this artificial intelligence, we are not going to study what is artificial intelligence, but we are going to see who has developed one more language to write artificial intelligence programs. That is John McCarthy. He developed or he found out the first computer language for writing artificial intelligence program. That is called Locator Identifier Separation Protocol, LISP. What it is called? Locator Identifier Separation Protocol, LISP. Now whenever you will go out, just keep your eyes open and try to find out wherever this artificial intelligence is used. Okay. Now next is, now we will see types of computers. Now what is types of computers? We have seen computer at home, in school, correct? But computers are classified on the basis of their execution speed, their capacity and the size of the computer. Okay, so all these types we are going to learn in detail. Now first one is microcomputer, second one is mini computer, next is mainframe computers, fourth one is supercomputers. Out of this, today we are going to learn about microcomputers. What is micro means? Micro means very small. Okay, Now, in microcomputers, a small chip is used. So it is called microcomputers. And they are very small in size also. Comparatively, it is less expensive. They are usually designed for personal use. Therefore, they are also called personal computers. They are mainly used in offices, schools, small organizations, small offices. If you will see the examples of this, the names which are given to it, it is on the according to their usage. Now if you will see IBM PC, IBM company has developed personal computer that is called IBM PC. Now here some of the types of microcomputers are shown: handheld computers, desktop and laptop computers. Now if you will see, a microprocessor is used, a small chip that is called microprocessor is used in as a central processing unit along with a input output devices. Now here working of microprocessor is given. It takes the input from the input devices, it processes the processes the data inside the microprocessor. Microprocessor is divided into ALU, control unit, register array and memory unit, and it gives the output to the output devices. Now the microprocessor, how the microprocessor look like? It looks like this. A small circuit, small things are there. Everything is on one board. This is a microprocessor. This is very small in size. Here it is shown in bigger size. Now this microprocessor is used inside the CPU of microcomputers. That's why it is called microprocessor. So now all of you have learned the types also. Types we will learn in detail. The languages we have learned. Now revise everything, and in the next class remaining types of computers we are going to learn. By then, thank you. Take care.